welcome to BigD Friday Fight Night number 3 or 4, I believe this is number 3. So we're going to have a stream delay on this one, the same, but we'll be going live, which will be quite nice. Hopefully this one actually works this time, otherwise we'll shoot the recording up. So playing Lishka, and I'm going to be going on the US side to start this one, and then I'll keep on the US for the other one. Like the past ones, we're going to be making sure that we obviously get as much authenticity from the squad leaders as humanly possible. So let's get right into this, create a squad, and let's hear how this rollout's going to go, and it's starting straight away, so we'll jump straight into it. Okay, so we're hitting this one live straight away. A couple of issues with the immediate stream, unfortunately, but that's fine, we're kicking straight into it. So in this one, these guys are playing Lishka, so it's going to be US versus Russia. Let's get straight into it.
What hell is there?
So, as we can see on our map,
yeah, they didn't even get out.
Oh, which is not really recording very well, unfortunately. Why is that not recording?
We're just gonna move with the last car then.
From that fucking screen properly?
What about it?
That's more like it. Okay. Hello ladies and gentlemen. So, start off a little bit rough with this one, unfortunately. We just had a few errors with our Facebook page, but we should be live right now. So our first live one for Friday Fight Night number 3, the map Lishka, the brand new one. We're going to be playing US versus Russia. So the match is only a couple of minutes underway, which is good. It's only been 3 minutes. And as you can see,
Archer, we need help. Our hab zone is about to be overrun. Yeah, no, we're coming up right to you.
as we can see, it's off to a fight straight away, so this is really good. So it's going to be a nice, quick, strong match. We've got all the squad leaders already pre-picked and rolled out. I've disabled chat for this one because that way it gets a little bit too much white noise, so we're going to hopefully get a lot of good footage from the front lines and maybe moderate the defense at the same time. So we'll just see, and we'll just go where the action is. Because we missed out on the start, we'll do a quick recap as to who is where. We've got Archer for 1, FJ for 2, Urilog for 4, Azrael for 5 on the heli, and Etley for squad 7 for the UC. And then on the Russian side, we've got Slinger, Oscar the Fatty, Bert, Stinky Jim, Pony, Steez. So this will be a 2-round match for this one. So let's get into some of the fight. Let's just figure out who is where. So the fight seems to be on the center point Lishka so far. Russian and US have both taken their points pretty equally. So let's follow this front line assault, because people are pretty spread out on this one. Pretty spread out. I've disabled as many markings as possible, so that way for streaming we don't get some of the interference on some of the interface things. Make it nice and smooth. I think, as we can see, Russian heli was taken, sorry, the US heli was taken down whilst trying to put a hab down. And this Bradley seems to be a nice job of defending on their front line, so not much is happening yet. was a missed shot from, I think it just missed on side, from Comet. All 3 targets down. That was some very good shooting. Those are anti-personnel rounds, high explosive, can do a lot of damage there. Oh.
Hey, lodge is marked, expect the fog near there.
Looks like we're going to have a... Oh, that was a tow straight from the Bradley. Front of BP, and that's now down. Very smooth, very precise.
Okay, fish there.
Let's follow some of the clusters here and see what these boys can do. I seem to have a strike caught in a very interesting spot. Trying to get a hab up. Don't know if they're going to be able to... No, they're not going to be able to get that out of there. So let's come over the hill.
Let's just take up that
straight
radio.
down.
Oh, no, they have that one. Okay. No, it's good.
This is quite everywhere, this match. This map's very much a funnel. It's quite hard to be able to try and flank around the outskirts.
Nope, one more. West.
Archer trying to go for a flank, but stopped by Bert. We've got Muddo right in front of him, hasn't seen him.
Fuck.
That flank doesn't work, so it looks like Bert will win that one. So the fight now...
Yep.
Russians have capped up to Lashkar, and now it's Malgir. So US don't appear to be capping that at this stage. Scott 2's got a good strong foothold. And the US, as you can see, quite spread, so they're trying to get something potentially out this side. Not too sure, they're making a flank here, so I'll try and pay attention to these guys on the front lines here. That's Crimson and Ice Cream Mope, and see if they're able to do any damage as they try and flank around. 2 Habs both on front lines, but Malgir doesn't appear to be being capped very quickly, so we'll keep an eye on that one there. Crimson's about to run into some players, so let's see what she can do. Hopefully the stream is high enough quality for you guys. Might be a bit laggy at times, so I've got a recording if it is not quite high quality enough, so... Just a bit careful, robot's going to run straight in. So that flank on the left hand side's not going very well for most of them. So let's watch the assault of this hab. So it's been overrun. Bleep Bleep is on the radio, which has overrun the hab.
Okay, thought I dropped to it. Guess there's a...
All that striker would need is one brave engineer.
Yep.
Combat engineer could probably take him out, but that hab is still overrun, so too many people spawn, and the top's off. Let's see exactly where some others are. So there's not too much at this stage. Oh, that was a lat fired off. Not by Pony. So not a lot of action anymore at this stage. It appears that most of the fighting is going to be here with Archer. So let's fall back onto the defense and see how they push forward here. That was that helo that was dropped at the start of the match.
Back off, just a 3.5mm shell.
As you can see on the map, there's a lot of red, a lot of blue. No real clear attack yet, it's just everyone's scattered.
Actually, go on that bridge. Okay, go on that bridge up there.
Doesn't appear to be any mines just yet, so they would be clear to against. Squad 3 is assaulting, so let's follow that attack. Bert's leading that squad, trying to get a good footholding in. They've spotted where the Hab is. Only one man attacking, another one coming, Steve's coming from the right flank.
Too far up then.
Ethereal's going over the far northwest, but there's no one else with him, so I'm not too sure what he's going to do up there. Finally, the US has got a foothold with that Hab, so hopefully they'll push in from that northeast direction. As they're not being pushed very hard on the defense, they'll definitely hold that down.
Squad 5, can we get 600 build and Mal here?
Let's follow that Helo, see where he's quite vulnerable up there. There's one vehicle by Russians air scout car. I believe he'd going to supply the defense by the looks of it. Went a long way around for that.
14-5's coming.
Let's follow Bori, see if he's about to run into Captain Kiwi.
Commander on deck, all systems online.
Gets around, gets noob, gets taken out by FJ. The US is doing pretty well to be able to push him back on the defense and the attack.
Rolling you down, man.
But little do they know, they've got a few stragglers behind them that might try and disrupt and take out that Hab. Mostly infantry this map appears to be. There's not a lot of vehicle fighting that can really happen. The Russians don't appear to be using their helicopters very much. No tows, no emplacements.
Across the river, in the
I'll
building,
manage, man.
marked on map.
Got the guy across the river.
Blue Kiwi got hit.
I'm gonna respawn, don't kill yourself.
You can hear the scout car behind. Someone's chasing it, either being brave or we're going to put a mine on it. That's... Nope, simply being brave. Nothing going to happen there. Let's go back to those front lines. So the US in lower numbers have just gotten onto the east side. Not yet capping that point. They'll find that pretty hard to push across. Just trying to get across that river. There's a lot of open ground, but as you can see, the Russians are taking Milga by force now, so it's...
Are we right on the defense? No,
Could be one of those matches where they do a double neutral, but we'll see what happens. So Infinity on this other side. Takes out FJ. See what Jimmy does.
We're not losing cab, so there's very few in the cab. We're just going to get a rally or a follow.
So Infinity hiding on the stairs. He knows he's potentially outnumbered. Let's see what happens on this play. Oh, he's got Captain Kiwi behind him. He's fully surrounded, doesn't know it. Takes out Captain. Gets taken out by Ethley. Let's push on to the defense whilst the Russians are attacking. Looks like they might be starting to outnumber the US. Got Remix pushing up. There we are with Yuri. Bring the Bradley back up. quite an even amount on the attack and on the defense. US appearing to be the only ones that are really using the helis just to resupply. No more Russian, one or two more, but they're not brave enough to push back in, so we got Boichi Old One and Oscar sitting on its right hand side, potentially in the cap zone, but doesn't look like they're taking it out, so if those US don't push up, as you can see they have got taken down, if they don't push up now, then that'll be quickly overrun potentially by rallies. Not enough of either side yet to be able to actually take the point, so it's a bit of a stalemate push on, so it's going to be a bit of a ticket bleed / resources bleed until someone's able to get a majority on. So Yuri's been smoked potentially. He's deployed himself, he's not yet advancing. It's probably a smart move, gets to a bit of a funnel, bit of bottleneck. Those trees are extremely good for hiding, which as you can see the Russians are doing. But as Robot and Bleep Bloop come down, Archer would want to be careful. So that's Slack Sloth behind. It's taken out by Robot. Let's follow Archer through this. Sees Robot, takes him out. Good shooting. Ooh, but gets taken out by Bert. The Russians are now using their helo. Yuri's on that defense. The defense isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Enemies have managed to push back, so the Russians push back the US quite strong. Fairly even on tickets. Fairly good stalemate. What's going to happen here? No one wants to push across this dead man zone because it's being held quite strongly from both sides. There's a few US to the north. Let's follow these guys as they try and push on. Pony takeouts. Cat's straw. Crimson getting a good foothold in, trying to bunker down. Might be able to take out Steez. See if Crimson pokes out. He's in the driver's side, doesn't see him.
I think I just switched to rally.
Shoots but gets misses, so the Russians have now taken the defense, so that's where most attacks be. Let's push on that point. Oh, it does take out Steez. Very good shooting by Crimson. It's now going to be under attack by these guys, so we've got Killer Aussie. I see a sniper pushing in on Crimson. Takes out Crimson. Alright, let's go on to the US defense, Russian attack. So Russians, as you notice, are not using very many armoured vehicles. They've only had the Scout Current play once, and I think that's been destroyed. So their asset wasting is definitely not there. They're trying to do as much of this on foot as possible. Because Bradley's been traxed, and I think Dente went to try and repair it. Got shot off, so Yuri Lord's going to try and repair this now. Otherwise, that's just sitting ducks just waiting to be destroyed. US have pushed off the Russians mostly. As the Russians try and hold down this two-story building. You got Bok Choy and Oscar the Fatty holding it down again. Staves down, old one, bunkering down, all three of them. Camaro doesn't want to assault up, he's pushing in, so he gets a surprise. Taken out by Bok Choy. What do we got happening here? So we've got an MRAP pushing up, trying to cover Yuri, but Yuri does not appear to be able to get those tracks back up. He's going to go for a second crack at it. So they are defending extremely well with those vehicles, haven't been shot at yet. Let's see where Azrael's trying to get this chopper. Probably getting shot at, so it's a little bit too hot for him to try and drop any supplies there. US still aren't taking back, so they mustn't have enough on the point. There's 1, 2, 3 Russians on that side.
Let me know if you want the radio. Okay.
They are making a push from the outskirts.
Yeah, bring it to them.
Let's see where this
See if you can find one.
Su-25 strike from the Russians did not take it down fully. So they'll be able to dig that one back up. Bradley's been recovered. It's a missed rocket. Don't know if that was trying to go for these guys, but that was a bit off, that was. Russian helo going straight over.
Still waiting on that heli.
Toe's going for him. Gets a hit. Russian helo taken out by Yuri. Extremely good shooting.
Oh no, actually, I do.
Azrael flying back over, maybe trying to get a foothold for him to be able to put a fob down. It's not going to work at this stage, so the Russians take back almost full control of this area. It's about a 50-50 split now. As you can see, most of the forces are pending over Lashkar. Very spread out, no one behind the scenes trying to take out any habs. It's just a fight between these 2 points. This is that choke point. If you can get past this, then you can manage to really start taking the battle through the valleys, but there's a lot of open ground in this area, and same with here. So these seems to be the biggest choke point. And some of the other layers, when you're going out to the east and the west, then it's, you know, breaks it up a bit, but this snake funnel, it's not forgiving at all. So let's just watch some of the infantry fighting until we're able to see anything happen with those cap points. So we'll follow Ice Cream. Takes out Gatnat. Sees a few Russians, but
We've got 2 enemies north, close.
it's another toe.
Yeah.
Going up or north?
Toe northeast somewhere.
Ah, perfect. So the Russians were smart. They built the toe on the far north side, as you can see. See who that's manned by. That was a good shot, but Azrael was hovering over the top. That toe placement has got a good, strong eye over this entire battlefield choke point. Manned and shot by Rubes. So he's going to be able to control that entire battlefield there. As soon as those helos just start to slow down, that's when is the prime time to be able to shoot. We're on the move, you have to aim in front of their nose, or if they just suddenly divert, it can be a waste of a shot, and as we know they're 500 per shot, so it's quite an expensive shot to waste. Let's push up onto the hill as we have some Russians trying to take on the US hab. Follow the footsteps of Ethley. He's got Gatnat right in front of him, he hasn't seen yet. Gonna walk right in front of him. Ethley drops, takes him out. Bori is pushing into the hab. Spray dog running off. Lot of A lot of US around here. Warrior gets taken out by Blue Kiwi.
Got the guy on the head.
So there's almost no Russian attacks now on Lashka, so we're going to push back to the defense. We're going to see exactly what what damage these guys are doing. So let's pay attention to that tow. No one's on at the moment, so they must have been shot off or disconnected. So we have the...
Airstrike is up in less than a minute.
As we just heard, airstrike's up.
Israel, we're gonna go all the way out west. We're gonna, if you can wait for us to call you, we'll get a hairbound on my move mark.
Yeah, right.
Perfect. So as we just heard,
Clean them up. Nice.
as we just heard, there's going to be a hab trying to put out west, but that helo better be careful. As you can see, we think we've got a 30 mil potentially coming up, otherwise there's going to be a PMP. So it's equipped with the tow, that's going to be able to take that out with no problems whatsoever. So we've got a lot of infantry over here. Let's follow that on that assault down.
Just let us know when you're up in the tow so they can push us.
Let's follow Adler's movements. See if he's able to push down. So as you can see, this is that hard part where you got cover here, but as soon as you get exposed, they've got that ground. So they might be trying to flank. Chaos picking up Corvair. Wombat taken down by Chaos. Gorilla down on the assault. So it's very, very to and fro. They're just capping it back. As you can see, flashing blue. That point has been capped by the US, so
Alright, let's match up.
a lot of them have pushed off that defense, so let's see how this goes. No one's trying to flank outside. Just trying to get a foothold on that southeast side is the struggling part. No habs out by the Russians.
Don't go yet. We'll clear it. Don't go in, squad 5. We're gonna move in first, make sure you don't get shot down by that tow, and then you can move in.
Yeah, Roger.
So they said they know the tow's operational.
I got shot from
No one on at this stage. No ammo left for a shot, so that'd be wise. So I'd imagine there's going to be someone trying to rearm that. Madman trying to hold those hills. Like a fine beard.
Reload.
Quite vulnerable being in those corros, being in the open top.
Logi doors coming in. Wait for the Logi. Take that lot. Reload.
So they're trying to take that Logi out by Nax, which they look like they shot him out, so they're just trying to hunt it. Potentially they'd blow it.
Danger's going up here, so be careful. Get that Logi. Find that Logi. Yeah, I'm finding him.
So they don't know where the Logi went. Driving in the complete opposite direction to it. So let's push back off that. Where do we hear? Let's see, so we've got the heli flying behind.
Probably get a
Yuri back in his spot
down here
before.
if we can. If not the heli. Yeah. I'll take my squad here for a bit.
Robot getting behind the scenes.
I'll just go low, wind up.
Not a combat engineer, but he has discovered the radio. Let's see if Chima can discover that he's going to dig that up. Ethereal comes in.
Nice one.
How low are you when you go down? Where's your...
It's not about 40 or 40%.
Okay.
I'll drop those supplies now. They'll get a hab up on that point. That'll secure that in. Russians are still trying to take down that hub, but not getting any closer, but neither are the US, so looks like it will be a ticket game. US having the most over the Russians. See if we can get some close combat. No one really appears to be too close to each other, so I'll focus on this assault for this hab. Okay, so 30's being taken out. Shot by Croc.
Start getting cheaper there, maybe.
So this hab was discovered a fair while ago. While the Russians are trying to backtrack. Hab should be overrun now with multiple targets, and Squad 7 realising. Let's see if Shadowfax can take all these guys out. He's right next to 2 targets. Takes 1 out. Nakas is still alive. Crimson shot over that direction, so cannot assist. Just jumps up. Takes out Shadow. So Nakas sees Eppley. He's taking some pot shots. Good shooting takes him out. It's a good 100-meter distance. So the hab's been overrun. They're probably not going to recover that. So the Russians have been able to push back the US quite strong. So they're all the US are going to defend and pull back. And they took out their hab at Torming. So we'll hover over this area. See if they're able to bring up. They had the vehicle, so they put it in. Not the smartest spot. They should have taken around the roads. They're trying to get it through the valley, probably to get a good spot so that way they don't get shot by through trees. But Yuri and Dente is still sitting there with that Bradley, so this will be interesting to be able to see how this one goes. Quite a funnel, as you can see. They can get a high point over this right side and this left, so it's a bit of a bottleneck to try and defend. So let's see if Chaos and Remix notice each other. No, they don't. Remix running straight in. Trying to get a good footholding. So a bit of fighting going on back here. So there, looks like the Russians are trying to get a push on them. It's got a rocket in the side of Yuri, and I think that tracks him. Yep, confirmed it did. So Scary Hog Bear's going to take out Yuri. Downs that Dente's the only one in there. Very dangerous spot for them to be in right now. Comes MRAP to attempt to help them. Don't know if Scarehugger Bear's got another lad on him. Gets taken out by Ironbeard. Oh, hit hard. What was that by? So another toe placement. Led by Stinky Jim. So that MRAP will want to be careful, otherwise that's going to be a toe coming straight for him. Let's see if he's able to rearm. He's got enough for a shot. He knows where he is. Wombat Combat and Bori coming up.
Push.
Well, he misses him, and he doesn't have enough for another shot either in yet. 461. Gets shot out by Wombat. Wombat gets run over. Oh, miss shot by Bori. Miss shot by Green Comet.
Oh my god.
As you can see, Madman is shitting his pants. He's getting out of there. Hab now at the defense point for the US has been overrun. It's been blown. Steve's in the scout car, popping up. This might spell the end for the US on the defense for Malgear. As we can open up the map, we see a lot of the US are over this side trying for one last push, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to get out.
Landing west of Lashkar.
Looks of it, they're a bit bottlenecked in.
One crack at Lashkar to keep the pressure off.
Steve's been hit. He's going to blow, that's gone.
Getting on point now on that starting to cap. Squad 2, we need to get guys back.
There we are. I was wondering who fired that. It's a Corvair. Getting a good shot on Steve's, taking him out in collateral at the same time. So he's going to try and get Archer, but as you can see, Remix, Bert, Squeaky for all, Bleep Bloop, they're all pushing in, so they're going to get a foothold on that and start capping that soon. Unless the US push back, it's going to be all over on that. Tickets are pretty well even too. It's going to be a close match. Let's see if we can get some of the action on the front lines. All US are down. Sorry, all Russians are down. That part. US down here. We've got a couple here trying to push in. But not much attacking happening, so...
Do a tour, man. If we're going to get guys on there, actually, I'll put it straight up to Melgate.
They just got absolutely rolled. All the US on the front lines. That was Squad 2 completely wiped out. Like I said before, they were trying to get the BMP through those back roads, and this is exactly what we thought they were going to do. Get a good foothold. Unable to see. US have got a strong hold still on this point, so they're not being taken down. So let's follow some of these. Guys, see if they're taking anyone out.
I just lost my rally a second time. Don't know what's spawn.
See if Screw 4 can take out Chaos.
Stable or not?
No, we're not.
Chaos taken down by
I
Bori.
reckon we turtle Malgear if we're not going to get Lash Gear soon.
As I said, discussing a potential retreat. Let's see if Muddo can push on and take this out. So he sees Bori, headshots him.
One of these helis with my full squad.
It's taken out by Killer Aussie. So Russians should be capping this now. Yes, they are. They're going to neutralise that shortly. Right now.
Or is there room for a couple more from my squad?
I probably would be just get in.
Unsure what the US is doing. As you can see, they're pushing, trying to push Lashkar from the north, but they're not going to be able to get there and cap that in
We
time.
don't need anyone spawning at Lashkar. We're going to lose Malgear and Toolman.
That's going to push a massive defense run back. So
Squad 7, can you come up here?
let's see Squad 2 push that assault.
Where's here?
Athlete, man, you're way out of the fight, man. What do you mean? We're losing the defense point. Come on, dude. Get the fuck up here.
These guys just holding off that assault from the US, and they're being pushed from the back as well, so both angles. By Pony, this is not good for them. It's going to be Pony versus Noob. Doesn't know he's dead. He's not dead. Noob gets Pony. Let's try and see from the larger side. So they're getting UAV up. Unfortunately, Ethley and a lot of Squad 4 and 7 way out of play.
Toolman, Squad 5.
Got that BMP up in the hills. It's just going to wreck anybody that's within this whole vicinity here.
Squad 3, dump a radio there.
Yeah, we've got a chopper in the air.
No, don't. Don't. It's fucked.
See if that BMP can get line of sight of that. And by the looks of it, got a shot though off onto the arse of it. Azrael will get out.
Yeah, they're going to get the reload.
So Malgear is lost. This is unfortunate. So Malgear's lost. Half the Russian and half the US side are up north off the points. Russia will take Malgear as they have. They're going to push straight onto Tolmang, which by the looks of it, they've got enough to be able to take this point. These guys are in a bad spot, so it looks like Uncle T and Wombat. Notice where they are.
Thank you.
Chaos down, Bomb's the only one alive.
Shit.
One more grenade and gone.
Try and peek, you've got stamina, try and peek and get the G. Because 30 seconds on right.
Let's focus off this point. I'll see the fatty might see Ventura. Sees him and he gets him.
Just athlete, send one of your boys back to the transport.
See if you can get a good oversight on these boys. Old one's sitting there. Hasn't seen him yet. If he does see him, he'll be able to get a good pop on him. He hasn't quite seen him yet, or he doesn't have the confidence to shoot. Oop, hear a toe in the air. Misses. See if Singy Jim has enough. Yes, he has enough for another shot, so he will be reloading. Doesn't miss. Or a potential hit on the back. Hasn't done enough though. He's got enough for another shot. That chopper's getting out of here. Like we said, it's a big funnel. You got a toe on either side. You control the whole area. So Tolmang has been neutraled and the Russians are getting on the forefront. This is just going to be a push back all the way to the start. So unless they're able to get another hab up, either at Nagalama or Sheena, they're pushing back. So the US are just chasing their tails. Let's focus on this little bit of a back assault here. Or even this fob that we've got directly to our west, which the US seem to be pushing off quite nicely. Ironbeard versus Friggin' Dragon. Dragon gets taken out by either Big Daddy or Black Sloth. The US might get a foothold here, but they are now being pushed on the southwest by the Russians. Let's see if Aussie SAS Sniper. Very close to FJ. Sees him and gets him. We can bet Azrael's coming in. Stinky Jim. Oh, no one's on the toe. He's going to be kicking himself for that because that would have been weird. But the BMP gets him. Takes him out. Almost hits the BMP, as you see. It was shot here in the centre and then dragged to there, so pretty bloody close. So Noob's pushing on that BMP now. But that's it.
We've lost the battle.
That's over for... That is over for the US versus Russia on Lashkar round 1. As you can see, let's have a look at some of the stats. A few few of the higher kills. A bomber. But some low kills on this, some low kill on that US side. Alright, so we're going to stick on the US side, but we're going to be switching. So that way we can get some of that capture gameplay from the outside that won on this one. So we'll stick with the US. They will switch sides, but we'll actually get the rollout on this one, unfortunately, like the start, which I wasn't able to get.
Advance and secure. Our mission is to secure all objective areas. Move out.
So, as we can see, boys are getting quite ready. So for be the same squad leaders as the last one. Nothing changes. Let's see what their rollout's going to be like. Let's just take a 2-second. Just going to break to see exactly what chat happens up here. Okay, let's get back into this, shall we? Perfect. So commander has been set. That will be Stinky Jim. By the looks of it, let's see who's going to be piloting heli. So it's going to be a Tiger. Stinky Jim in one logic, and we're going to be having Bert in the next. See what Pony does. He might be getting transport by Steve / Tiger. Let's create a squad. Let's get into this. Let's hear some of their chat.
Alright, I'll get a Mel then with Pony.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm getting the heli.
Yeah, do we want to get an attack hab up for Lashkar as well, the hills? Early game if you got toes.
Then on the other side we can see we've got Azrael. He'll be flying again. We'll be transporting Archer, sorry, and then we've got, they're actually operating all vehicles on this, so
Commander on deck.
Russians might learn from this one this time. But the US are not running all the vehicles in one hit. They're going to be leaving a couple out of play, so both helis as well.
What are you?
Alright, we've got 76 seconds left for staging.
Upon it? Yeah. You got to go there? Okay.
US are going for a very strong push.
Keep pressure on Lashkar from the north. You guys hit it from the south.
Let's wait till they roll out, see what happens.
Mel, Garen, if that goes, but I'll come up set.
So stream delay didn't quite work as much. We're going to do a 15-minute one. But a few things went wrong, so we weren't able to get that 15-minute stream straight away.
You and drop double supplies.
But next Friday night we'll be able to get that streamed away in there.
It's going to be a risky one. Yeah, but it's going to be quick, in and out, and I won't use it again. Just so we get the double supplies there from the beginning, more munitions. Alright, go for it then.
Some good communication.
Then bring lots of ammo. Bring full ammo. I'm only bringing ammo. 1,000. Yeah.
Let's push to the center of the map. Let's get ready for both sides to hit.
We're gonna go West Valley, big loop.
Let's speed this thing up a little. Alright, we have started. Let's see where this pushes to. As you can see, Russians have got their mark as well. They're going a little bit more defensive. Let's see if we can try and push back for an early one. Let's watch the choppers because they're going to be first into this fight. for a far west loop push around. Means they're going to be the first to be able to run to the Russians. The Russians are only using one heli in this. Just trying to get a fob on the defensive by the looks of it. Nope, they are pushing straight for the centre. Smashed his rotors and everything. But that will get...
That's alright, forgive you.
We'll get the foothold in.
So you should. You'll either forgive us later or hate us if we can take out the rest of the
So,
armor.
as you can see, the Russians are probably going to go straight to Malgear and really just try and get that fob down. Get some shots in on squad 2. But there is a 30 pushing on both these helicopters. So if they can't get out in time, they're in trouble. Let's see what happens as the helis push off, go in opposite directions. Steves takes a few shots, but will not be taken down.
Mark it if you can, guys.
Let's see who gets the first kill.
I've relayed my gun.
Strong attack on both sides, both fronts. I think the first two people are going to be Bert versus Bomber. Let's see who dies first. Shooter captured by the US first off.
Commander, if we can get a vehicle resupply on this point.
I'll get sorted, mate.
And Bomber takes Bert. The US getting their first tab down strong, but the Russians getting the foothold on the hills. Like we said last time, if you get those hills, you will control that point because there is just nowhere to hide or get that vantage point back. The US got their Bradley out to the side. Let's focus on the attack for this one as much as possible because we didn't do as much on the last one.
Yeah.
See what damage the US can do. There's 30 mil directly in the center of most of the forces on the US side. Quite a brave maneuver, but might work out well. Doesn't look like he wants to hang around very much. And the Russians blowing up their own logi.
I haven't started capping.
Alright, let's get on the ground. Get some shots in. So, don't think the Russians
Do you want a fob there, Pony?
taking that first point. I think they stuffed up a little bit. US are capping quite quick and quite nicely.
Can I get there?
Yes.
It's 30 minutes.
Wide at the moment. No, 30 mil went to base.
Roger.
So 30 mils bugged out.
Let's follow the assault of Squad 7.
Before I get tied by BMP.
Athlete pushing to the right, Crimson to the left.
We'll just sit here and
I don't
see
know
what's
if it's
going
going to be
on.
Crimson taking out Knackers.
Have marked west of Malgate.
Just do a fly overseas.
US trying to land with Steve's, like I said, is doing a flyover. Oh, getting going to see Crimson first. Suppressed by Thanos. Killer Rajek's trying to scope around. They are pushing hard, Scott 7 is. They're going to try and take this. Crimson taken out by Killer Rax.
West of the heli now.
Might discover this hab and they're going to push on pretty quickly. The Russians have got a... I think they're attempting to do a fob to the north to try and cover that area, but no other fobs have been placed just as of yet for toes.
Have marked on actor.
Commander Stinky Jim try and take Tolmang, and if they then push up, then they'll just really just get a foothold in this. They're only... No one is yet on Toba, so they're really trying to go for a hard push, but they're not actually taking the points, so this could be their undoing, unfortunately.
We're probably going to need a hand up here soon, Bert.
Squad 7 seems to be taking out that hab. They're going to take that with no problems. There's no resistance there at all.
Yeah, Rog.
30 mils coming in. Let's see if there's any hats that are just going to be able to do that a bit of damage. Aussie's not, being a marksman. And 30's going straight for the hab to be able to assist. But that won't matter as the US have an extremely strong footholding on these guys. There's a failed rocket going for the Russian helo, which we don't have a marker on, so we'll follow it and see where it's going to try and push around.
Yeah, one big out there. Yeah, they're on there.
Okay, so he's going into... Just try and supply that hab.
Okay, we need to take care of that fob to your northwest, Bert.
No Russians behind the lines, just this one here, but the US haven't quite noticed where it is. I think they're now starting to push and just try and get that foothold on, so they're just trying to catch up now, play catch up, which is good for the US side. So let's follow on the attack. Let's get to Pony, because he's about to run into squad 1.
Ready?
Guy,
Helo dead.
Oh, he just crashed.
that was the second helo. Both their helos are down from flying over the second one.
Helo got shot, Sticky Jim took it out, Pony took out Yeet. Unsure what took out that Russian heli. Slaxlaw's taken out Pony. So Sticky Jim over on this eastern side.
Using it, or it's doing some sneaky stuff out the back.
Yeah, Bert.
It might have been the Bradley. See what Purple can do. He's going to run into a full squad shortly. He's going to come up against Bushwhacker. It's amazing how close you run by with other people. I think he's heard him.
Squad 4, jump in. You don't need to stay. Let's go.
Takes out 2. Ricky's still there, he hasn't seen him.
Yeah, they're coming.
We're gonna come across to Mount Gear
No. 3 on 1, he gets noticed. 3 on 1. Very good try, but doesn't quite get it.
We'll come up
So,
with you.
Scott 7's going to be pushing on Spec Knackers.
West up the hill.
That hab, let's see what Ethley can do. These guys are going to hit each other. Miss. Knackers here's Ethley. Ethley taking out Monkey and Killer Aussie. Killer Ajax taken out by Ethley. Hab's proxy.
Got one.
Aussie SAS sniper going clear, running behind Ethley. Cat and mouse, but they're taken out. Hab is now unproxied.
You got him, it's clear.
Heli, can you dump that? Squad 6, what are you doing, mate? Can you dump that?
Do you want that?
Yeah, we just made a repair base for Bradley.
Camp died trying to go on against FJ, but gets shot by Infinity.
I'm gonna go for
Blue Kiwi and Gatna, I think trying to... Not one trying to advance on the other. Gatnat to being taken out by Blue Kiwi. Sorry, Blue Kiwi taken out by Gatnat. Whoa, we had another heli go down.
We're capping Lash.
Sound like a tow of some description, but I'd imagine that's potentially actual tow placements.
Friendly shot that just went past? No, enemy.
That was enemy tow taking it heli.
So, as you confirm, you can hear an enemy tow, but it might have been from the BMP.
Shit, where is that? Enemy BMP's marked.
The BMP is somewhere north of Lash.
No, it's east of Tormeg. East of Tormeg.
You're in
Do you
another
want to get ready
vehicle.
to engage?
He was on sneaky stuff.
So he's just sitting there, Dente, so they're going to have the upper hand, they're going to have the higher ground. They're going to be able to hear that vehicle coming straight in, guns ready.
BTR, his side.
Gets the tow.
We got towed straight away, guys.
Tried to tow. Got a few shots out BMP 1. They will...
Did we get a hit on that?
Well, they may or may not fix that in time, but looks like they might actually fix it with both of them hitting it at once. Yes. They'll be able to fix that. Get that back. So pushed them all the way back.
We're going to get our guys pushing off this Lash car fob.
It's now going to be a lot of fighting here, a lot of red, a lot of blue. Both enemy and friendly fob right on the points. There's going to be some good fighting. A lot of shots are going to be exchanged in this one. Pretty even on tickets too.
There you go, kill dies again.
I stood west.
Getting that being taken out. FJ pushing forward.
I think we should give up on that. Good tickets.
You're on the top 4.
US holding their own.
Where's your allies, boys? Yeah, we need them.
Boosting over, that's some teamwork right there.
On the enemy hab. They're on Tormeg hab. I've just been shot off.
Russians pushing strong.
On my best.
Habs proxied. No US forces, and that's the Russians did a lot to bring that back. All spotting on that defense.
Wait, the radio's being done on Tormeg hab.
Corvette is on the radio on the defense. 30 mil is just now mopping up the last of all those Russians on that, US on that point. Steve's flying in the background. He's trying to scout. He's done that before in the past. Don't think he knows that 30 mil's there, so if he flies over that.
Squad 8, huge direct north of the scout car. What the hell? They're sort of...
No, he's not. 30 mil doesn't notice him.
Roger, we'll take him out if we can.
We're getting engaged by the BMP.
So we've got a 30 mil BMP. Steve's is going to fly back over. He's flying directly at 30 mil.
Construct. I do. Squad 8, can you see try and break off my rally and get up at us? It's going to be like 2 minutes.
Not too sure if there's any hats amongst all the blue. This 30 mil's in quite an open spot, so it's primed to be shot.
We're coming for the scout car.
The US have an A10.
That A10's going to have and it might get the radio. It'll definitely damage the radio.
So let's watch that A10 go straight over that hab.
Right now.
It's coming in. Brown's hab, but does not take out. The radio just brings the hab down to stumps. The radio location's way back, so That's quite smart off the point. The A10 did not damage. I'll dig that back up. Let's watch.
Let's get it down. Sound like it's down.
Stinky, can you coordinate with Steve to get that fob on the hill?
Yeah.
Steve's out of the fire. That 30mm is going to be nowhere near him.
Make a push for North Melky.
No flanks really either side. Pretty well just in the thick of it. So old one doesn't have a rocket. So that 30mm appears to be safe for the moment.
Let's just consolidate ourselves, get your rallies up in good flanking position.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sort out east side with Hubert.
So a lot of these guys are just trying to hide. Adler, old one, Hinch. Remit, he's down. Adler's trying to get to him.
Okay.
Pick my jets up. Pop move marker.
So he's trying to fly from the outside, trying to get him. Blue Kiwi might actually, if he tees up in time, we could fly straight over and hit him. Let's focus on that one. Let's see how good of a shot Kiwi is. Yep, he's going to get his LUT out. Steve slows and Kiwi gets him. He's getting a hat.
Enemy 30mm North Melky.
Ooh, close, but misses. He's not going to go for another shot. Squad 7 is pushing up on the command squad.
That construction stays. And I'll get my guns letting in.
Just led by Ethley. Stinky Jim down. Whoa, there goes Steez. Let's see what that was shot by. So there's no hab, that was just a very, very well placed lat. Very well placed lat. So it means Ethley is going to be able to push on that radio.
They've got a vehicle resupply.
No construction.
And radio.
Let's now push over to the east. Let's see how this assault on down 2 and 3 against the Russian 1. Archer down by purple. US pushing back most of those forces.
They're trying to flank around our east.
Just letting you know. So that BMP is still sitting east of Tormang.
Ono taking out purple. I believe they got a successful radio taken out by Burns. Let's see if they get some revenge on him. That they do. Monkey taking him out. But all too late. That hab was critical. And the Russians may use this as their advantage to be able to push, but it is a little bit 50-50 as you can see. Fairly spread.
I've got mine coming up.
No one really winning, no one really pushing. Russians are winning up by tickets. Israel, they're trying to get a fob down. I think they're trying to potentially just get a repair station down. That's about it. Just for that BMP so I can fly back and forth. Well, they got that up. They've been very well to be able to keep that thing alive.
We're going to try and get a tow hab going to get rid of that BMP.
Alright, we've already got enough fob, but I'm just waiting for my guy to get me up. He's not. He's...
Guerrilla pushing up. So Guerrilla's going to try and get this Logi. Imagine he's going to try and get another fob down. As quick as I can. No artillery strikes have been hit just yet. Guerrilla's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get taken up by that BMP. And he's just going to be waiting for probably squad leader to be able to try and push him, or he's just waiting for orders. Squad 2,
Hey,
but
Squad 4, can you send some of your guys up here?
is aware of Yuri.
Yeah, 1 minute, let me get this pop up first.
He's just dominating that battlefield. Absolutely dominating. So let's see if Green Comet is able to take out Squad 7 by themselves.
Put those helmet marks up on the hill. It's likely where they're going to come from.
Bird, I'm getting my logic to come to you. You want to set up until me?
Trying to defend that radio as hard as I can. Russian radio being directly on the point. No real flanking maneuver there. It's going to be if Comet sees Crimson, or Crimson might see Comet first.
That logic's full supplies. You tell me. You did it.
Probably just trying to get a good shot in.
BMP, south side as well.
Comet takes out Ethley and Crimson.
Somewhere like...
Still haven't found the radio they have.
All I know is he's south and he's going to bring the shit out of him.
Dude knows where Comet. He takes him out. Good job.
How long till like Bradley respawns? It's going to be...
Move hot on the trail of Comet. Still struggling to find that radio. Let's follow this 30mm, see if he runs over. No, they've got that mine marked. It's being smart, he's going around it. Mine's there to the right.
Oscar, man, you could have put that up a bit further north. Out of one side of the...
I didn't know there was a peak there.
He's getting himself into a bit of a tight spot. Not too sure how that's going to work for him, trying to get out of there real quick.
It's going to be an issue.
No attack. Oh, no. Very far behind. Trying to get a good attack. By the US. They're going to be pushing on that northern flank, as we can see. Up here. And that 30's backed off. Most of those shots coming from that BMP, so it's just wreaking havoc. Must be able to see a fair way down. And just shooting, yep, as you can see. Sees the habit, he's just shooting straight into it.
I get someone to take this sticks out.
Those high explosive will just wreck anything that comes into contact with it. Anywhere within at least longitude proximity. They got that foothold down.
the hub.
No Russians on point, so pushing back quite nicely. No lats to be able to stop that 30 at all. No helis in the air. Dominated vehicles by the Russians. No lats around that can take out this 30. Adler, Hench, no one. Nope, Killer Rex. See if he gets a shot in.
Stinky's your guy, gonna go this hammer.
Could get a shot by the rear armor, and he does. Then he takes him straight away. That's going to see him RTB.
I can do it. Get him to get that up. Yeah. Easy damage.
Noob's still alive and hiding.
Abacate's not dug.
US are going to push straight into him. Oh, that 30 just wreaking havoc from a distance. Bleep Bloop's going to run straight into Noob, he's not going to see him.
Okay, Scotty, okay, scare.
Stay down.
Scotty! Dude lost that bot.
Noob's taken out. Now we hear the scout car moving forward by Pablo Escobar. Let's see if there's any hats.
Alright guys, we're gonna get this hab up here as well.
No one at all to be able to push that guy back. He's just going to be able to shoot them all up if they're not careful. Okay, so the Southern Assault, that's what the hab was for. Let's watch Squad 1 on the Russian side push forward. They've unfortunately got the disadvantage going through no cover here. Probably Archer as he goes forward. Bushwhacker front again.
We're losing half of Mount Gear, Oscar. Have proxy. Yeah.
Gets in, proxies.
We're sitting a tow into the BMP now.
We heard
BMP's taken one hit and he's tracked.
we heard tow into BMP. Ah, there it is. Tow's there. He's got direct line of sight.
BMP's tracked.
Here comes the second. Down it goes.
We're losing the hub.
BMP's down. BMP.
Very good shots for Squeak for all there, so that eliminates that finally out of the battlefield. But Malgear is still quite heavily contested. US losing on tickets as well.
Jim, do you have any air support?
No, not yet. Drive, just drove past.
No US on that front.
Over.
No visible habs. John 8 Ball is taking out the Russian hab by the looks of it on that defense point. So it's going to be a hab for a hab. Let's see how far down he is.
I'm gonna take Logi for main reset one.
No enemies within sight. He's got that. So it is quite tick for tack on this map. It hasn't really been a lot of one-sided winning.
We're on the radio
Not
now.
until the last 2 seconds of it. Let's see if that 30 that tow has enough ammo, but he hasn't seen that 30 yet. Squeak for all is potentially getting back on it. He's back on, and he might see. Let's see what he does. He should still have it in his line of sight. Don't think he's going to make the shot. He's going to make a shot. Best time is right now. Steve's being hit by the 30 by a bit.
Get your boys out.
It's man, but he just mustn't get a right angle on him.
Right guys,
Squeak for all has missed his chance to take out that 30.
everyone's taken too much ammo off that hab, so I'm bringing stuff up there.
So Squad 3 is trying to assault from the east, but that's not working. So we're seeing the same move as last time. There's a few soldiers up here, they're not going to be able to do much. A lot out of gameplay up here. A little bit spread, but they are redeploying back on this old tow spot to be able to try and then push to the south side of Tolmang. But the Russians have that superiority. Let's see if Remix can do any damage, but he's on. He's not on the favoured side for this. Jesse Vendetta appears to potentially be a GL, but so is Remix. Spec Eamon and Ono join that.
They're already on the way.
Stace is going to get hit by that 30 if the 30 notices him, and he does. But doesn't get enough shots in. Something just got destroyed, and that looks like it was the US Logi in the southeast. And Steve's is not careful, that 30 is going to start hitting him. Very lucky he's going to start pushing forward trying to take him out, but he's probably going to get out of there in time.
It's hanging around on Mag.
And that's Steve's fine. There is a tow up there by Squeaky 4. You can see direct line of sight of this 30, but that's the way as we're taking him out here. Oh, there goes the tow, but that was a missed shot. Might have actually been a lat, not big enough for it. 30's on fire, that will see the end of it. He's going to try and smoke, it's probably not going to be enough. Once they're on fire, it's pretty much the end. He's going going to try and repair it, but that'll be very lucky if he does. As you can see, it's quite a cluster between the Russians and the US. Very strong fighting forces on both, and Big Daddy Jerry does save it. He repairs it enough so that will not blow.
Feel free to get a HMG down, 2, 3.
Whoa, Remix
Get on the cat.
just survives that 30 million counter. There's nothing in the way to really stop that 30. No lats, no hats behind the lines. Stick a chip behind. And there goes the toe. There he is. Finally takes a shot.
Situation.
Takes out the 30.
Still a scout car north and west of Belgium. 30 you guys get 18 and do something, and then we can get a fob closer.
They're trying to get a fob closer. Don't think they have enough ammo to be able to do another note. They do have another. It's coming. Misses. Might try and reload and get him in time. That scout card probably doesn't know it's a tow. Thought it was just a lat. So you can see we've got a good line of sight directly on that hill, dead front. Oh, that's got to be the worst spot that scout car can be in. Gets him. Perfect. Not direct hit, but enough to the collateral. That allows then the Steez to be able to come in with Blackhawk. Try and get another hab down, try and get a foot holding in. But the Russians are holding this spot very well. Scary Huggy Bear up against Yogurt. Yogurt's backed off. Bomber's directly down to but Scary Bear's getting...
Oh, he's in my building. He's in my building west.
Didn't know he was there, bad luck by him.
Go around to Malga. I'm just going to try and get a fob up here. 40 tickets? 3 tickets. Fuck it. I'll push that.
So it's going to be a defense game now. 42 for the US, 186 for the Russian.
Just flew over it fine. Infantry on it.
Same team to win.
Can we get the right up?
On that north.
Bomber's hiding, but Johnny 8 Ball knows he's there. Just doesn't know where.
Get fucked! What the fuck?
How about we use the striker to drop in the middle? Pony. Can you use the spawn?
Oh, thought I heard a strike coming down, that's not.
5 slinger.
Let's see, we've got a little bit of an attack going on. We've got no Russians on here. We have Gorilla, Hench and Old One.
I've only got 3 dudes there.
Yeah, we're covered.
All up, who have managed to get his cap back.
Let's keep those guys at Lashkar at Lashkar. We might be able to just keep this going because we've taken out their fobs at Lashkar in October. Yeah, just be careful. There is an enemy radio directly east of Tormang.
Oh, let's get here, so Tormang might go down. But if Malgi, if they can get
Oscar,
that.
Can you get me a... Oscar, can you get me a 5 support marker towards those radios?
Which... Yeah, sure.
To east.
Yep, we'll put it up there now.
They might be able to take this back.
Yeah, they can get accurate. Yeah, fucking lucky. I don't know where the Russian team is, but they fucking disappeared. I think they need Oh yeah, there is. Quick, Oscar, drop me a 5 support.
So what are we hearing here? So we've got a friendly striker on point. Getting hit, unfortunately, so Blue Kiwi and Eamon pushing on the right hand side, so they knew that the point was going down now. A lot of smoke. The back right wheels, you can see, have gone down. It's still enough to be able to get them out of there. If they just have one more lat, that might spell the end of them.
You guys still capping Malga?
Still neutralizing now again.
As Okay, they're still neutralising, so they might still have this in the bag. Eamon only just alive, but 3 of the boys down. That was in the striker, so it's obviously been hit pretty hard.
Oh, really?
Got 1, 2, 3.
We're losing the
I
count out here, guys. We need
3 alive, and the Russians pushing back. Only 35 tickets left on the US side, but Russians are bleeding. US have taken back control.
On Mount Gear.
He hit something.
No, he turned off.
Go on artillery team. Oh, there we go.
See if Blue Kiwi's able to take out anyone here. Guerrilla's holding point. Algier has been neutralised by the by the US. Naka's taken out by Thanos. And Russians coming in pretty hot to the southeast. Guerrilla shooting off on Kiwi.
Whole squad on helmet markers.
So we hear an arty strike going off. Putting the arty strike on the eastern side. I think I believe that there's US, I believe that there's Russians over there, but there isn't anyone.
Can we start shifting off to Mount Gear?
Where? Yeah, I just want to clear it before we go.
So they are still capping that point, if they can cap that.
I've got a hab on this radio.
Guerrilla takes out Thanos. He's seen by Infinity though. Taken out by Infinity. They're not gonna... the cap is stalled now. Steve's trying to fly around, trying to get a little bit of insight as to what the battlefield is. Well, of Squad 3, these guys were down before. Now they might be able to start, yep, they're capping back again. FJ's pushing on the right hand flank. If Pony sees him, he might be able to, yep, he sees him.
She's coming in northeast and Mount Gear underneath us.
We've stored Mount Gear.
Oh, Hat gets close, that was from Ice Cream OP. He falls short. There's a lot of good cover in these areas, but as soon as I see you moving through it, you're gone. That's a strong fight. If they can get this, and that'll capture tickets back. They can continue the push.
Enemy.
But the Russians are really not wanting to give this up anytime soon.
There is lots of infantry.
Pony takes out FJ.
On this live serve. They're all in that side.
You're up.
Blue Kiwi dropped by Pony, but a lot of Russians on that right. Steve's taking a little bit of fire, but nothing it can't handle. So Bushwhacker's trying to scope around. Big Daddy Jerry's trying to scope around. They're trying to really get a flank on them. Wiped most of them off the cap of the US. The Russians are coming in numbers, so they're not wanting to give this up quite easily. But as you can see, no Russians on the defense, so US are pushing up at the same time. Be a bit of a last minute fight. This building's very good to hold down in. A lot of open cover to be able to see from multiple angles, but you don't want to get trapped in buildings. No one can seem to cross this road. Not without enough smoke at least.
Send me west of Mount.
Push for some close combat. The Big Daddy Joe getting the
You guys gotta run straight to the cat.
getting the high advantage. See if old one can just hang there.
I've got that building needs to be cleared on the east side of the road. Pouring out of it.
Alright.
And there's another one around the corner.
So the Stinky Jim or Gorilla taking out.
We just locked down low hab.
And the Russians took out the lower hab. for Tormang with an SU-25. So 11 tickets left, they're really trying to hold their own, they'll be holding spawns. Steez goes down. That'll be match.
The radio.
So if Monkey can take out Bushwhacker, which he does.
It was on the south side here, but anyway.
All the Russians concentrating in that building.
It was very lucky. And,
No bad, sorry.
And there's no way they could have seen it. It was in bush. We're capping.
Right, Russians capping that point back. Steve's taking a fair bit of fire, Raiders are getting damaged, he's starting to smoke up now. Let's see if Gumby can walk around and take out Stinky Jim. Stinky's holding down, probably trying to pull the next spot, being commander. So, Remix is probably coming after SAS Sniper.
Can you shut up?
Ooh, taken out by an take. Stinky's gonna get pushed up on Nui. Oh. Unlucky when you have those big ARs, you just cannot pull them out of time. So Remix is going to come after him, but no, he traded. Nui is down. Rilla's got a good spot here. 9 tickets left for the US. FJ sees him, gets a few shots in. Oh, unlucky, really gets a grenade. Nine tickets left, this push is not looking good.
Squad 5, get in there and cover that fucking highway. They're trying to push that road.
So trying to get that striker, if that striker's able to move up, he'll be able to really get a good wipe and a good strong hit on those Russians.
Don't get out.
Slinger, striker.
Take out mine.
And that's the point.
And I can disconnect. Only one.
And that's how we see the end of it.
Mission failed. Fall back and regroup.
We lost the battle, but we haven't lost the war.
Perfect, let's look at the stats real quick there.
No.
Shit, guys.
Strategic command
Let's see
online.
if we've got the highest
shut up,
killers,
you're
so
off.
16 kills on
That
the
feels so good.
US, 18, 19, 29 basically. He's quite a good shot, so that's quite normal for him to get that amount of kills. And that will see us. Let's just exit out of this so I don't have any background noise for this. Perfect, so that will finish off the live stream for the third Friday BigD fight night. The next one will have probably about a 10-15 minute stream delay. That way it makes it a little bit easier, a little bit fairer for everybody. Make sure we don't have any stream snipers, we don't want that, or any ghosting. Thank you all those for joining in. Definitely appreciate it. We will probably run the next one in another about 2-3 weeks. So if there's anything from watching this stream that you would like us to improve, please shoot a comment or a message towards us. If there's a different type of style you'd like us to be able to show. Otherwise, if you would like the stream to be not overhead, not casting, and from live action point of view, then let us know that one too. But otherwise, this will see the end of it. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.